Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, and as you can tell, I colored my hair. Yeah, I'm sure you can tell that. I decided I would change my hair for the changing seasons. And you know what season is coming up? The Christmas season. We've got less than 2 months to get ready for it. And I want you to go and check out papermart.com. They're sponsoring the video today. They have tons of, well, supplies to make your Christmas presents, but also they have packaging. They have rhinestones, which is what we're going to use in today's project. You can check them out online at www.papermart.com. And what I really want you to check out is the cloth bags, because I hate the big bins of recycling that go out the day after Christmas, and you've got the packaging, the gift bags that get torn that you can't reuse. All of that garbage just gets thrown away or recycled. But if you get those cloth bags, you could throw a pretty tag on it and give it to somebody, and they can reuse that bag hundreds of times. And the thing is, it costs so much less than the bag you buy at the dollar store that you get a couple uses out of. So check that out, www.papermart.com. Today's project is one that you can do. It's recycling. If you look here, I've got these earrings and I've got this necklace, and we're making that out of cardboard today, and also little wine glass charms. I'm not drinking on the job. I wanted to show you my wine glass charms. So I'm going to show you how to make it. It is so much fun, so easy, and these are going to make awesome Christmas presents and craft fair items. So let's go to the table and do some crafting. Woohoo! Okay, I've got all my stuff arranged on the table. Here's a close-up look of the wine glass charms. I have them on actually wine ID hooks, but I don't see a reason in the world you can't use earring hoops if that's what you have, because earring hoops are probably a little bit more versatile. So if you bought a big pack of earring hoop findings, you could use them for the wine glass charms or your earrings. Whereas if you bought the wine glass charm hoops, I don't know what that metal's made out of. It might not be okay for earrings. So, you know, just food for thought. And, you know, I did, now this is kind of funny because I really don't need wine glass charms at my house because I don't really have matching sets of anything. I'm eclectic, so, you know, it's pretty easy to tell your drink glass apart. And this is just the necklace that I was wearing, and this is the first thing I made, and I didn't have the back finished, so I was kind of thinking, well, do I want to do a little artwork on the back or just sign it or what? And then I realized I could just use my Sharpie and color the backs like I did on like this pin, so you can make a little brooch. I just colored it with a metallic Sharpie. It was super duper easy. So I'm going to show you how to do this. The first thing I did was I took this old-fashioned Sizzix original die. If you have these, don't get rid of them. They are awesome. You can always use them, especially the basic shapes, to cut just about anything. You can cut metal, soda cans, mat board. Mat board is what picture framers use to cut mats for picture frames, and this is just a strip I had left over, about 4 inches wide by probably 20 inches, and I cut all these little hearts here out of that. So if you have a friend who does picture framing, or if there's a picture frame shop nearby, you can ask if they have any scraps that you could have for your jewelry making, or that you could buy really cheap. Or, I mean, you could buy a huge sheet of it that's like 32 inches by 40 for about $6 at the craft store, but you'll probably never need that much. And if you can't find that, use some cardboard, like chipboard from the back of a pad of paper. It'll be thick enough to do that with. So die cut a bunch of hearts, or whatever shape you want. Hearts work out really well. Here is a rubber texture mat. It's by Colorbox, and you can use a rubber stamp. I like the designs on this mat, so I'm using this. So what I'm going to do is grab one of these hearts and just press it anywhere on the mat. So if you were using a rubber stamp, you could just lay your rubber stamp with the rubber side up and do the same thing. I'm using metallic pigment ink. And then I am going to dump some embossing powder on it. And I've just got I'm doing this over a little packaging tray so I can save all my embossing powder. And then I just need to grab my heat gun and heat it up. This is only going to take a second to heat up. So what I'm going to do first is turn on the heat gun for a few seconds to warm it up. And I'm using this needle tool to hold my piece of cardboard in place so it doesn't fly off when it's hit with the embossing tool. And as soon as I see the powder start to melt, I'm just going to move it along to another part. See, it gets nice and shiny, so I know that it's all embossed and the powder has melted. I'm just using gold embossing powder, no particular brand. Alright, see how nice and shiny that is? Nice and shiny. All right, now I'm going to use this Sharpie paint marker. These come in a pack of a gold and silver for about $5 at the craft store. It's got a little ball bearing to mix the paint up on the inside. And then what I'm going to do first is the edges. So I want to cover that white, so I'm just going to go around the edges with the marker. It covers really well. I have some water-based metallic markers too, and they're fabulous, but they just don't have enough opacity for this jewelry project. All right. And then I'm just going to flip it over on my scrap paper here and color the back. And that'll just give us a nice finished presentation. And you do the same thing whether you're making earrings, a wine glass ID, whatever. You want to do the same exact thing. And cap off your marker when you're not using it so it doesn't dry out. I don't know how long those markers will last. So we're going to set an eyelet so we can hang this. We'll make a pendant here, kind of like this, but I'm going to use a smaller eyelet. Get these out of the way. And I'm going to use my crocodile because it's a lot easier to deal with than a standard eyelet punch. So I'm going to punch my small hole, and I can either do it in the middle so it hangs straight down. Whoops, I got butterfingers today. Or I could do it on one of the bumps. I think I'll do it right in the middle because I did it on the bump before. A crocodile is a great tool to have because it really makes quick work of a lot of crafting stuff. You can punch through metal cans, you can punch through balsa wood, mat board, just about anything. Alright, so now we've got a nice professionally set little eyelet there. Now I want to talk about these rhinestones from Paper Mart because, for one thing, they are 91 cents a bag, and I've got 3 bags worth here. I've got a bag of the 6mm, a bag of the 5mm, and a bag of the I think it's 3mm. And the smaller ones, you get 600 rhinestones in a bag. The medium size, you get 400 rhinestones in a bag, and the large size, you get 300 rhinestones in a bag. And I'm fond of buying rhinestones at the dollar store, but sometimes when you get those, actually most of the time when you get them, they're all like scuffed up and not shiny. And these are so nice and sparkly that it's really great for jewelry. And 91 cents a bag, that's awesome. So you can check those out. You can get this. I got the assorted colors, but you can also buy a full bag of one color if you like, or clear, and then you can use a marker to color them whatever you want, like a Sharpie or a Copic or whatever. So lots of great options there. I think I need to buy some in every color though, because they're so much fun to use. Although it is going to take me a while to get through about 1,300 of these, 1,300 rhinestones. That's a lot. Alright, so we've got our embossed heart, and the nice thing about the embossing is it gives you a nice sheen, and it's also raised, so it's just pretty. You want to grab your rhinestones out, whatever colors you like, and arrange them so you have a design. Now, I was using a Hummer 450 because it dries so quickly, but it's kind of thick and hard to deal with, so I decided to experiment a little bit with this Tombow aqua glue. It's got a really nice precision point, and I use it a lot for paper. And it worked fine for this. Now we're making cardboard jewelry here, and it's not jewelry that you're going to get wet. You're going to, probably be a little gentler with this than you would something else, metal jewelry or whatnot. So I think it'd be perfectly fine to use the Tombow liquid glue on this because it's so much easier to work with. You're going to want to have a pair of tweezers because these rhinestones are kind of small and hard to place otherwise. So maybe I'll try that little red one there. The nice thing is these are so inexpensive that you can experiment and make a ton of these, and you're only out a few cents. So it's just a really fun recycling project. It'd be fun to do with the kids if your kids have enough dexterity to deal with these little rhinestones. But I think I'm going to go with this. It's kind of cute. So when I go to glue, I'm actually going to pick up the rhinestone with my tweezers. Maybe I'll zoom in. I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can really see what I'm doing. I'm going to lift off the rhinestone, put down a dab of glue, and then place the rhinestone back in the puddle of glue. And then press it down good with the end of the tweezer. Could you see that all right? I hope so. And then we're going to repeat that with all of the other little sparkles that we have here. And I am going to speed it up a bit so that you're not bored out of your gourd watching me. Alright, so I'm going to call that good. Hopefully that was in focus for you to see, I'm hoping. It's got some nice shine. Those rhinestones are available at papermart.com. I want to thank them again for sponsoring us. You can find them online, www.papermart.com, where we make you look even better. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!